Hey besties! Wanna know how to make these super adorable paper squishmallows? It's the milk and cookie duo. I'm gonna show you guys how to recreate these. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started. I've went ahead and drew out the milk and the cookies on a folded piece of white paper. Go ahead and insert another piece of paper so that your markers don't bleed on the back piece. Now let's start on the milk label. Take your time with this with a darker sky blue and be very careful around the milk wording. I actually have these Squishmallows in my collection, and if you guys want to see me recreate other ones, make sure to let me know in the comments. I've been really into the Squishmallow duos lately. I think this one might be one of my favorites. There is another Squishmallow duo that I really want to recreate. Let me know in the comments if you guys think you know which one it is. I've already posted the peanut butter and jelly as well, so make sure to check out that video if you happen to miss it last week. Okay, now we're doing the bottom section, which is a little bit of a lighter blue compared to the label. Next, we're gonna work on the straw. This one is just pink lines on the straw, and it's super cute. And the top of it. Next, let's do the pink cheeks, and we're also going to color in the Squishmallow eyes and the mouth. Now, the top of this is white, so I did want to go back in with one of those super light grayish colors, just so that we have a little bit of contrast. So I'm going in with my eraser, and I'm going to make the lines pretty faint, because I don't really want to be able to see the lines once it's complete. So I've just left enough that I can see where to draw, and I'm going in with this super faint gray color. And this is just going to create a little illusion of the top of the carton without adding any color. So we're adding on the lid, and then also the sides of the jar. Or the carton. I guess it's called a carton, not a jar. And just adding in more along the bottom and coloring in the edges of the straw. So I'm just going in with the same color to go over some of the areas and add a little dimension. So I'm going to clean up some of the areas that I smudged and clean up the milk letters with a white Posca pen. You can also use a jelly roll or any white marker that you have. It's just a super easy way to make sure all of your lines are perfectly straight and clean. Okay, now that that's complete, let's remove our protective paper, and there's the milk complete. Now let's get started on the cookie. I'm gonna go ahead and erase all of the lines just so that they are faint. I want to still be able to see them, but not once it's colored. First, let's go ahead and start on the belly of the cookie. And that sounds kind of silly, but yeah, this is the belly of the chocolate chip cookie. So this one's a little bit of a lighter brown compared to the main color of the cookie. So just create a half circle like this and shade it in. Usually I do 2 or 3 coats of these markers. These are the Ohuhu Markers. They're definitely my favorite. And just go over them twice if you want to get rid of the streaks. Once they dry, there's really not that many streaks that you can notice. Now I'm just going to go around and create the shape of the cookie, and I'm going to outline where the chocolate chips are and the eyes and the mouth. As I'm drawing this, doesn't this kind of look like a baked potato, or is that just me? Because as I was coloring it, it definitely took on a look of a baked potato. But it is a chocolate chip cookie. So now I'm going to go ahead and color the body of my cookie. And I'm just going to stay away from the chocolate chips. We are using a darker brown, so it's not completely necessary, but I wanted to make sure I remembered where I wanted the chocolate chips to be. And again, coloring in all the body. I do try to keep all of my marker area in the same direction, but sometimes I kind of don't pay attention and I go all over the place, and I go back in and try to clean it up with another layer, but it's fine. So now we're going in with a darker brown and just create these kind of like wonky shapes for the chocolate chips. These definitely don't need to be perfect because they're just a little bit wonky. I'm I'm gonna put some on the edge, and don't worry if it goes over because we're gonna cut around to clean up the edge. For the mouth of the chocolate chip cookie, it's actually a dark red color. And then we're gonna go in and color in those super cutesy Squishmallow eyes. And then the last one. And there is the chocolate chip cookie complete. Now let's go ahead and cut these out to get ready to tape. So we're just gonna cut out the chocolate chip cookie. And now we're gonna do the milk. And this is where you can really clean up those edges. So now you can take that back piece of paper and you're just gonna wanna match it to the front. The back of the milk, you're just gonna have the label and the bottom. So I'm just getting rid of the streaks and then adding in the lines at the bottom of the label. And then I'm going in with the gray marker to add in the lid as well. The cookie is definitely super easy. You just color it with that same cookie color. This took, it's very streaky, but I kind of went back and forth. Once it dries again, there's not really any streaks, and add in the chocolate chips. Super wonky shapes. And now we have the front and the back of the cookie and the milk. Now let's start putting this together. Oh yeah, it got a little bit darker here. It's fine. I have been playing around with the lighting, so it should be a little bit better this week than the previous weeks. Let me know, you guys. So now what you're gonna do is add all of your tape just to make it more durable so that when you squeeze it, it doesn't fall apart. So take your tape, go all along the front and the back and the sides, but make sure to leave a little pocket because we're gonna stuff it. You can use stuffing, or you can even use paper towel, toilet paper, bags if you have them, or any random things if you just want it to be puffy. I try to make my Squishmallows as super full as I can get them, so they're super chubby. Now we're doing the same thing with the milk. We've added tape to the front, taped up the sides, and now we are ready to fill them with stuffing. I'm using polyfill, but like I said, you can use anything that you have. You want to make sure that it gets all the way to the bottom, so sometimes I pull out a popsicle stick, but you can use anything that you have just to push it to the bottom. And once it's filled, you can take your tape and seal it. So we're going to do the same thing with the cookie. I'm making it as chubby as I can, stuffing it down, and then we're going to seal the bottom. Oh gosh, these are so cute. And the last piece of tape. And there is our milk Squishmallow and our cookie. This is probably one of my favorite Squishmallow duo, the milk and cookies. If you guys want to see me recreate more Squishmallows or duos, let me know in the comments. And of course, make sure you guys are subscribed. And I will see you guys here next time. Bye guys!